Tone Dog here, and welcome to my first ever video. Today we're going to be taking these recycled Stormtroopers for Star Wars Legion and putting them back on the board as Mimban Stormtroopers treading through the mud and the trenches. After cleaning the model to my best of my abilities, I went in and primed him black. Once your primer is dry, we're going to go in with like a medium gray and a white. And what we're trying to do here is basically just coat the whole model with that medium tone of a gray. We don't want any black spots to show. And we're going to go in with our white. We're going to spray from above or brush from above about 70% of the model with that solid white to give it that strong light from white to gray ratio. Now we're going to paint the gloves, everything in the undersuit, parts of the helmet, the firearm with black. This is pretty much going to be your most tedious stage here, especially if you're painting a bunch of these guys. Next up, we're going to hit that orange shoulder pad with medium orange, or any kind of orange, or any kind of color that you want to associate your Stormtroopers with. We're just going to take our time here, make sure we don't nick any of the white, but if you do, the next stage is going to cover up when we add some battle damage to them. I'm also going to take some black and go underneath the shoulder pad, just to give it like a nice clean finish, to make it something, you know, different than just the white and the solid orange. I'm also going to make a little black line on the shoulder pad too to break up that solid orange going to white. Just gives it another little level of detail. You don't have to do this. Now we're going to take a piece of sponge or foam with the color black, just kind of give it some weathering, niche it all over the place. It's all based on your taste here. You can go really heavy or really light, which I chose to go light. Now that our main colors are all over the model, we're going to hit it with a matte varnish to protect all your colors for the next step. We put on some enamels on it. It doesn't have to be heavy, it could be pretty thin. Now, this is where we get crazy. You don't want to wear like a mask when you use this stuff. But I put it in my airbrush, the Streaking Grime from AK Interactive. And you choose how heavy you want to do this. I usually just kind of coat the model because I'm going to wipe off most of it anyway. I want the model to look like he's been in the sludge. And we're just putting it all over the model because in the next step we're going to wipe it down. While we wait for that enamel to kind of dry up a little bit more on the model, we're going to do the base. I'm using Vallejo's Thick Mud, European mud. And same thing, you can either do really thin or you can do really thick with this. It's all based on your taste. I kind of go medium with it. I put a little light coat down, then usually just slap a blob, either like in the front foot or in the back. Now, while we wait for the base to dry, we'll use mineral spirits or white spirits to wipe off that enamel that's on the model. And this is where all the magic happens, to give it that natural wear and tear look, like he's really been sludging through the trenches of Mimban. You can decide how much you want to wipe off or leave on. Up next, we're going to use a contrast color, Wyland Wood, to basically darken up our base to make it, to give it that really like muddy look. We're just going to drench it all over the base, and depending on what you're painting, I also put the color up on the boot a little bit more. You can splash it with a toothpick and the brush and stuff like that to really make, you know, the model pop that he's been splashing around in the mud, getting stuck and stuff. Once your base is dry, we're going to use Vallejo's Mud and Grass. And basically this is for like treads, but I treat this as tufts. I only put like 1 or 2 spots, and I just kind of cake it on there. Put up a little bit on his feet or whatever like you're painting. As an option, I like to give all my firearms a little like metal nicks on them. You don't have to do this, but it's just something that I like to do. We're just finding little corners to pick at on the firearm itself. And if they have like any kind of like belts with like, you know, metal buttons, hit those too. Now you're going to protect your model with another coat of matte varnish. And then once that's all dry, we're going to transition into doing the puddles on the base. Now with this step, you can pretty much just go directly from the bottle onto the base. And I usually use like one big blob, and I take like a toothpick or like a wooden stick, and I just kind of spread it around, pop the bubbles with it. Usually 1 big drop or 2 drops is fair enough. If you want to add more, go for it. Last but not least, we're always going to paint the rim of our bases. For me, I'm going black. These troopers are now ready for the meat grinder of Mimban. I hope this video helped out in the best way possible to improve your painting. Until next time, spread the paint, share the art. Take care.